welcome to Kecoughtan High School in Hampton, Virginia for tonight's Peninsula District basketball matchup between the Kecoughtan Warriors and the Phoebus Phantoms. This is Frank Edgar along with Wube Gabre to bring you this exciting Woodland Road matchup here in Hampton in this 2016-2017 season. Wube, we're expecting a pretty good ball game tonight.
Pretty good game. Battle of Woodland Road, and we talked about this during the football season. These teams close in proximity. Well, 2 miles separates the schools, and the first time they played, it was 81-77. Kecoughtan took that one, so Phoebus looking for a little revenge tonight.
Well, they're going to have to do it in this bandbox they call the gym at Kecoughtan High School. Tight confines, fans as you can see there right on top of the floor. Usually a really good crowd here, and we'll see that fill in as the night goes on. Kecoughtan wearing their home whites tonight. And, of course, the Phantoms in their visiting blue. You see the starters being introduced now for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Warriors coming in with their second-year head coach, Willie Gauze. What do you think so far in his career?
Well, he's a Ivan Thomas disciple. He was the assistant coach under Thomas for a few years, went over to Warwick for a year. Now he's the head man at Kecoughtan. Mixed reviews. He's, almost about 500 this year, so has a very young squad. Only has one senior that really has played significant time, and that's our man Keith Grandy, who's also a football player. So somewhat of a rebuilding year. We have a lot of young players, but no excuses. They're going to try to win and play a good Phoebus game tonight, Phoebus team tonight.
Well, the Phantoms, of course, led by veteran head coach James Daniel Jr. Coach Daniel's been over at Phoebus for a number of years, producing a wonderful group of talent, many of whom have gone in the NCAA and played a little basketball.
Absolutely.
Not the least of which his own son.
Yeah, led the nation in scoring last year at Howard.
He'll be visiting Hampton later in February. Get a chance to see how young James Daniel is doing in college.
Of course, Troy Williams, Boo Williams' nephew, played at Indiana University. He's now playing for the Memphis Grizzlies.
And he, too, had a very stellar career up until and left his senior year, went off and played some prep ball.
Played at Oak Hill Academy. Yeah.
See the team lining up now. We'll be able to pick out the numbers as we go. Won't have the jersey problems we always have at Darling Stadium, Ube. It's good to be able to be well lit and close to the court here.
Absolutely. It's going to be a jump ball. Davis is going to jump for Phoebus, along with the sophomore Delonte Cooper, as Phoebus gets the possession. Over half court, that's Pettigrew for Phoebus, guarded by Thorpe. Another one was young players from Kecoughtan. Like I said, they're young, Frank, very young, very active and athletic. And as you see, the transfer, Bryant Randleman, he transferred in from Durham Academy. I'm going to talk a little bit later about how many players Kecoughtan lost due to transfer, but Randleman was a great addition over the summer.
Well, the man-to-man defense by the Warriors produces a turnover now. Phantom showing a little zone press.
Very impressed by the athleticism so far from Kecoughtan. And if for Phoebus, is there you get a good look at number 20, Antoine Miles. He's their man. He's a junior. Their leading scorer and their main guy on offense. Thorpe, alley-oop to Moore. Moore misses it. No foul. Good rebound by Phoebus as they try the alley-oop. Pettigrew with it. Goes down. Left-hand layup is – reverse layup by Pettigrew. Good move by number 14, Pettigrew.
As you can see the speed of the game pick up here, Wube.
Good pass from Randleman to Moore.
It's Marion Moore, 6'5" junior.
It's a good up and down play so far from both teams. As you see, Miles gets over to the football player, Corey Jackson. Interesting to see these football players switch right over to basketball with no hesitation. It's Antoine Miles' three is no good. Cooper with the rebound.
And the man-to-man defense continues to serve the Warriors well.
There's Grandy. Good move by Grandy. Good pass over to Moore. Moore misses the layup, gets his own rebound, puts it in.
Keith Grandy, you've heard that name called for many years on the football field. Finally a senior this year, 5'10".
Yeah, he's not 5'10".
Yeah, but he plays big on the football field.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very quick.
You see Pettigrew goes in again. This time they're going to call a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Thorpe.
Well, the man-to-man defense so far for the Warriors. Warriors got a couple inches on the Phoebus Phantoms with this particular lineup. You can see right there a good shot of Kecoughtan's number 23, Moore. With the back to us, number 12, Delonte Cooper for the Warriors on the inside of the block.
He's only a sophomore, good-looking sophomore. As Pettigrew's first shot is no good from the lefty.
There's a good shot of Corey Jackson, number 33, a great receiver for the
he was
Phantom football program.
Fullback, H-back, everywhere back for Phoebus this year. Rebound Randleman off the Pettigrew free throw miss. The Pettigrew gets it right back as he steals it from Randleman. Miles fakes the three, then goes in for a mid-range, loses it.
Well, for a minute, he had double dribble there, but
Yeah.
he was able to recover it. And the Phantom's going to reset. Of course, in high school, no shot clock.
No shot clock in the state of Virginia. Randleman, good defense, and it's stolen by Grandy. They're taking it back by Phoebus.
Good push off by Javon Wingate there.
Wingate, and this is all over. Pettigrew with a good fake. He's going back to the right. No good. Over the back is going to be on Wingate.
The officials are letting them play a little bit here.
As Moore had good position, but Wingate was over the back. Letting them play early, and then they had to call that over the back there.
Out of bounds to the Warriors.
But Jared Thorpe is going to inbound it as he's going to take off his headband.
Checking in there for the Warriors. That's Randleman, excuse me. Already in the game, number 5.
Grandy goes over half court with the lefty. Over to Thorpe.
Little bump that time on number 25, Javon Wingate. No foul call. They called out of bounds.
He said he stepped out of bounds.
And Wingate with good body defense there.
Very good body.
He doesn't get called for the foul.
Good look at Pettigrew. Miles, good layup. Almost went for the dunk, but it's a layup
and
by Miles.
Miles with the layup, yeah. Bright shining star for the Phantoms this season. There's Grandy right down the middle.
Up and down by Grandy. Good right hand by Grandy. So fast pace so far as Pettigrew gets it. Pettigrew, I'm sorry, I said Pettigrew.
Yeah,
the old baseball player. Drew, yeah.
Very quick up top with the ball.
Miles for three, no good. Rebound Grandy. Grandy goes over to Randleman. Randleman going to go up for the layup, blocked by Miles. Pettigrew gets it, and it's stolen by Grandy. Grandy gets the layup, and it's good.
Yeah, no, you can't teach speed, and Grandy certainly has plenty of that. We saw it on the football field. We see it here on the hardwood.
So Pettigrew over to Miles, guarded by Grandy. Over to Jackson. Jackson's going to take a long three. Oh, almost made it. Good rebound by Cooper.
Couldn't see.
Over to Thorpe. Thorpe lays it in.
Couldn't see James Daniels' face on that shot by the football player.
Man, that was beyond NBA. That was near the Warriors sign over there near the Kecoughtan bench. Good defense by Thorpe.
Warriors stay in the man-to-man.
Back over to Pettigrew. As Jackson gets it, he's very active, agile young man. There's Miles with a good drive, good stop, but Grandy's right there, good defense. No call, pull up by Miles is no good, goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Phoebus's ball.
A lot of individual play right now by the Phantoms as their system hadn't caught up with that man-to-man. Not able to free up any shooters or any lanes to drive. That time Miles takes it himself. He's going to be able to get the ball back.
Pettigrew looking to go in. Finally gets it to Wingate, and Wingate's going to be fouled. Looks like it's going to be on Moore.
Yeah, Marion Moore picks up his first. They hipping him out of bounds there on the line, caught by the official.
6'5" junior, Marion Moore, good-looking prospect there for Kecoughtan. Pettigrew is going to inbound it.
Number 21 is Antoine Edwards.
He just checks in.
So Antoine Miles 20, Antoine Edwards 21 for the Phantoms. Edwards with the ball now.
Goes left hand to the goal. Good move by Wingate, goes over the back again. This time Cooper gets the rebound.
Long throw down.
It's up to Thorpe. Thorpe with a reverse layup, no good. Cooper tried to get in there, but Wingate pulls it down. Over to Pettigrew. Pettigrew goes in for the layup, no good. Oh, it's good play by Randleman as he strips it. He's going all the way the other way. Good pass over to Thorpe. Thorpe with the left hand, good, and he's fouled.
Yeah, I don't know if they can keep up this pace, Wube. This is went up and back.
It's definitely going up and back.
They want to play this one outside today. At the speed and the way they're going, both teams being able to play very physically.
You get a good look at
Jared Thorpe here.
Jared Thorpe.
Listed at 5'10".
These listings, I tell you.
Never know in basketball. You list them. You usually list everybody an inch or two taller.
And you see the Howard White Court, Frank, at Kecoughtan High School. A great player for Kecoughtan. Went on to play at the University of Maryland. Now he's the vice president of Jordan Brand. Good block.
Good block.
By Moore. Skip pass over to Miles. Miles pull-up is no good. It's going to be Phoebus' basketball.
I admire our camera people because just keeping up with it's like watching a hockey game.
Yeah, for sure. So inbound by Pettigrew. Over to Miles. I'm sorry, that's Antoine Edwards.
Good defense.
Taken away by Random and ramming up to Thorpe. Thorpe with the layup. It's blocked. But Grandy gets some putback, and he's done a lot of that so far in the first quarter.
Well, timeout's being called, I believe, by the Phantoms. That looks like they call 32nd.
So
yeah, it is called by Coach Daniel.
15-4 Kecoughtan early on at their home court. 2:33 left in the first quarter.
Well, so far both teams probably a little disappointed in their records. Both of them come in right around 500. Been up and down season for both squads.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention earlier how many players. Kecoughtan lost 3 starters to other schools. Taquan Drummond went back to Woodside where he started his career. LaDarian Grant went to Peninsula Catholic. And Dominic Johnson transferred over to Phoebus. He's not playing. But, you know, you lose those players along with the players they lost the year before. And as far as Damian Nolan, who went off, he graduated. And, you know, you bring in these young players. They did add, you know, Randleman from Durham Academy in North Carolina, which was a huge addition for Kecoughtan. But, you know, just losing so many players as they did, they're just trying to regroup. And, of course, Phoebus's history in basketball has been impressive the last few years as well.
A little bit of symptom of the modern basketball in high school where they're practicing year-round and running summer leagues, and it's almost too much.
Miles, like the way he plays, just not all on so far in the first quarter as Grandy gets the miss.
Miles is going to have to help his teammates a little more and get them involved in the game.
Oh, good pass by Grandy. Going back door is Moore.
Yeah, foul's called on Brandon Davis for the Phantoms, but a good defensive effort. Just got bodied him up.
Moore's tried at least 3 dunks so far and been rejected at the rim, but he either has an opportunity to get fouled or he has a teammate to get the stick back, and now he got fouled and makes his first free throw. Marion Moore, the 6'5" junior. You see Kecoughtan sporting that Jordan brand apparel.
Good eye, too.
Have to see if they can give us some swag over there. They get some nice stuff from Howard White, which very understandable. He still supports the program as much as anyone. 25, good layup. That was Wingate again.
Yeah.
Moore with the rebound over to Thorpe. Wingate playing. Now they're going a little semi-pressure. Grandy, little crossover. Good pass over to Moore. Great play by Grandy to Moore.
Keith Grandy really the spark plug so far for the Warriors.
Moore's just camping out down there in that lane.
Kicked in, switched to the zone.
Pettigrew goes in for a layup. Good pass over to Wingate. He's blocked by Moore, but they're going to call a foul. Both teams getting to the hole pretty easy with penetration.
So a foul on Moore. Is that his second?
I think so.
2 fouls on the young man here in the first quarter. Minute 28 to go. Wingate to the line for the Phantoms. Javon Wingate,
the senior,
so far played very hard-nosed defense. Let's see how he is from the free throw line. His team trails it early in the game. Good looking form there. These mid-January games vital for both teams as they try to make the run for the playoffs. It's much harder to see whether they can make it or not with the new conference alignment that These teams are in, I believe, different conferences.
And you have Phoebus is in the same conference as Norcom, who's won 3 straight championships. So they're in a tough conference. And of course, Kecoughtan's in that 5A South with, Bethel and Hampton, state contenders there as well. So with this new conference alignments, it's tough for these teams to get out of their own region. Good pass again inside.
Bobble down there
by Thorpe.
Like number 10, Brandon Davis. Is that Razan Jackson? We're in the 34. We're going to try to figure that out for you folks. Not on our roster tonight. It's inbounded by the Warriors. Man-to-man defense on the inbound play by the Phantoms.
As Grandy gets it back. Goes up to the top of the key. He's guarded by number 22, Caleb Miles, the brother of Antoine. Rounderman.
Good D.
Good D by Phoebus.
Antoine Miles with the hand. That was Wingate, right?
Looks like Brandon Davis, number 10.
Good tip out. Ends up in Phoebus's possession. Here come the Phantoms, trailing at 19-6 here. They want to put a few more up here in the first quarter.
Antoine Miles goes left to the goal. Good move by Antoine Miles, but he cannot convert.
He's had trouble finishing all night long. Here comes Grandy.
Grandy with a high layup, no good. Rebound by Davis, the senior, over to Antoine Miles. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Guarded by Rounderman. Over to number 21, that's Antoine Edwards. Air ball. Corey Jackson gets the rebound. Goes to the goal. Very impressed by Corey Jackson. 3-pointer is another air ball, but Jackson gets it and passes over to Davis, and he gets the layup.
Well, great pass by the big man Jackson. I know he was getting frustrated trying to get on in the scorebook, but the rebounds are terrific.
Good pass by Randleman inside, and he scores. Easy buckets for Kecoughtan. They lead 21-8.
And it's going to run us out here of the first quarter.
Called a block on Grandy.
And kind of a necessary foul right there with a second left in the quarter. But Grandy picks up a foul. Kecoughtan could be in a little trouble here. They've had more fouls than they probably should here in the first quarter, certainly than they needed to.
Yes, for sure.
The man-to-man defense sometimes can lead to that.
Oh.
Steal at the buzzer, but Warriors aren't able to capitalize. Kecoughtan, though, closes out a very first quarter, leading this one 21-8 here at Kecoughtan High School in the middle of January 2017. Both teams, Wu-Bei, a little rough play here in the first quarter. Not a lot of organization, certainly on the Phoebus side. Coach Daniels, I'm sure, is having that discussion right now with his squad.
Both teams going up and down the court. I mean, a lot of fast break baskets, and Marion Moore finding his way down in the paint behind the zone of Phoebus when they are playing zone, or when they're playing man, and get good backdoor cuts. And Grandy and Rounderman and everyone else are finding their teammates down low.
So Kecoughtan looks like they are as advertised. Phoebus with a tough offensive quarter. Let's see if they can put it together here in the second. Well, Kecoughtan may run away with this thing.
Yeah, Antoine Miles, that star of Phoebus, has gotten to the cup easily, just hasn't been able to finish. You see the crowd here at Kecoughtan filing in.
Yeah, we're a little disappointed for the Battle of Woodland Road. We've done games around the district and seen larger crowds.
I think a lot of them are probably at the Hampton-Bethel game.
Could be tonight, yeah.
That game is supposed to be a sellout over at Bethel.
It's good basketball in the peninsula once again. Here comes the Phantoms to start the second quarter. They trail at 21-8. Zone defense by the Warriors.
Wingate, no good. But Andrew Carey, 5'11" junior, just got that rebound. He just checked in for Kecoughtan. You see Grandy bringing the ball over half court. Good move by Grandy, little teardrop. Floater, no good.
No good, no call, nothing. A lot of collision, but no call there. Grandy not able to put the ball in. Does come back with a steal, though.
He hustles,
now,
man.
Turned it back over to the Phantoms. He tried to behind-the-back pass, couldn't make it. Ball's going to belong to Kecoughtan. So the sloppy play continues from both squads. Corey Jackson's going to return the ball to the official. Here we go.
figure out some personnel issues now, trying to figure out who's coming in.
Well, the Phantoms showed a little bit of a zone defense there that time, and let's see if they go back to it once the Kecoughtan, see if Kecoughtan breaks the press. We'll see what the Phantoms drop into.
As Richard Ralph, a 6'1" junior guard, comes in for Kecoughtan. So young. They got so many young players that are coming in and out.
Well, officials get the ball game straight. Now we're ready to go.
Kecoughtan with the inbound over to Moore. Moore back over to Grandy. As Grandy gets it, he brings up over half court. He's going to speed it up again. He's going to the goal. Pull up by Grandy. No good.
Well, good offensive rebound.
Moore, foul line jumper. Good by Moore.
He's not going to miss many of those. With a good stroke from the 15-foot range.
So Marion Moore stepping up for Kecoughtan, as Antoine Miles has not been able to cash in so far for the Phoebus Phantoms. A good drive by Miles that time. That time it's almost in. Rebound, no. Miles gets the rebound, and
that's Miles that time. It was Edwards on the drive, Miles on the putback.
That might be what Miles
Wingate's
needed.
picked up another foul here, defending Moore. Marion Moore is gonna, he took one to the chin to give his team the ball back. Grandy's gonna check out a minute. Back in comes Thorpe.
You see Carey inbound over to Thorpe, guarded by Edwards. Back over to Carey. Carey back over to Thorpe.
Man-to-man D by the Phantoms here. They're trying to slow down this Kecoughtan offense.
Thorpe with a crossover over to Moore. Carey with the jumper, no good. Rebound by number 4. That's Ralph.
Real good position by Richard Ralph, the 6'1" junior, on the weak side there.
And now we see Rajon Jackson Frank, a 6'4" sophomore. Remember, during football season, for all the LSC listeners and viewers, he was a quarterback for the football team. As a 3-point by Edwards is taken, and it's no good. Rebound Ralph.
Jackson wearing number 40, which was on our roster. We were trying to take a stab at who 34 was. Try to get that information for you.
There's a lot of dual sport athletes in the Peninsula. We've seen earlier in the season a lot of football players converting over to basketball.
And they usually come late because and especially nowadays where football also is going season or year long. Little bump there by the Phantoms, number 12, Dorian Hill. He picks up his first, I believe. Kicked in ball underneath.
It's going to be Ralph to inbound. Over to Thorpe, guarded by Miles. Thorpe looks over to Coach Goss to see what he calls. Phoebus still in that man-to-man. Thorpe over to Moore. Moore back on baseline. Over to Carey. Carey's jumper is no good.
That time Phoebus' defense failed in blocking the baseline, but were able to come up with the basketball. Long shot there by Antoine Miles, no good. Miles having a slow start to his offensive night tonight.
Carey back in that point guard. Over to Moore. They're going to call an offensive foul. Looks like it's going to be on Ralph.
We're pushing down there trying to get position. The Phantoms get a break. They trail it by 15 here midway through the second quarter. Those guys giving the instructions.
There's Pettigrew.
Zone defense by the Warriors.
Edwards back over to Jackson. He is taking some shots, and he hits it.
Good looking shot right there by the big man. Thorpe having a little trouble recovering, but he gets the ball down.
Ralph almost travels. Kicks it back over to Thorpe. Guarded by Jackson. Now Jackson's playing the top. He's guarding Thorpe.
Yeah, got to have quick feet in football, and he's got him here.
Yes, sir. More with a turnaround.
Gets away with a block.
Thorpe loses it over to Antoine Miles. Antoine Miles over to.
Nice block. Kicked hands. Number 4.
It's Ralph.
Richard Ralph. Ralph's showing a lot of verticality, as they say, getting up.
Absolutely.
More than your 6'1" frame you would expect.
Wingate. Back over to Antoine Miles. Antoine Miles with the left hand. They're going to count it.
Continuation action there.
That's going to be good.
Antoine Miles' drive to the basket by himself finally pays off. He's fouled on the way and picks up a chance for a three-point play here.
Free throw's no good. Rebound by Moore. Jackson's going to be called for a foul.
Yeah, I think Jackson tried to steal it. He couldn't get it and ends up tangled up with Thorpe. Corey Jackson picks up a foul. So, Kecoughtan ball out of bounds. And Phoebus comes down and press. They have to, even though it's the second quarter, 25-14. They don't want this game to get away from them early.
Oh, good steal by Miles. He goes in for the dunk. Good play by Miles.
Great play by Antoine Miles. Just reading that pass in bounds.
Throw it right back at it. It's going to be a block.
And number 25, Wingate.
So Miles was off in the first quarter. I think that putback was what sparked him. Then he started hitting a couple shots, and that dunk off of the steal puts the Phantoms down by 9 as it's 25-16 with 3:47 left.
Well, the press has helped here. Helped Phoebus a great deal. It frustrates Kecoughtan's ability to get the ball down as quick as they were in the first quarter. So Thorpe now trying to push his team back out to a double-digit lead. Get the floor all dried up. Two shots for Kecoughtan's Jared Thorpe, 5'10" junior guard.
First free throw is no good.
And his free throws, even at this stage of the game, can come back and haunt you, as each coach knows. Thorpe for his second.
Thorpe's second free throw is good. So it's 26-16, Kecoughtan by 10. Midway through this second quarter. As Caleb Miles takes the three, no good. Rebound by Davis, looking for somewhere to go, and he goes over to Pettigrew.
Brandon Davis played strong inside. Good rebound. You can see he's tough. Got the Band-Aid on his eye there. Obviously an elbow that he caught.
You see now they're trying to trap Miles. Good pull up by Miles. No good. Moore tries to get the rebound. It goes over to Thorpe.
Miles really hadn't seen a shot he doesn't like in this half.
Rounderman over to Grandy. Grandy back in.
Good defense there by Padru. And Grandy's going to reset. Again, in a high school game in Virginia, no shot clock, so they had plenty of time to draw it out. Here comes Moore.
Moore with a good drive. Good move by Moore. Marion Moore.
Corey Jackson a little reluctant to foul him here early. Moore quickly got around the big man.
Three-pointer by Jackson. It's an air ball.
The Phantoms are in love with the jumper right now, and it hadn't really served them very well. 16 points through a quarter and a half. Substitutions for the Phantoms. Delonte Cooper, excuse me, it's Dorian Hill checks in for Phoebus. He's going to guard the Keith Grandy.
Grandy into Randleman. Almost another steal in the inbound. As Randleman gets it over to Ralph. Ralph inbound. Bounce pass to Moore. Might have been tipped.
Yeah, it was late too. Moore was open, probably 2 steps back on that drive by the passer. Fortunately, Kecoughtan does not lose possession.
Randleman inbound over to Thorpe. Guarded by Pettigrew, back over to Randleman. Good crossover by Randleman. Randleman tried to get it to Moore, but Davis was there. Good defense by Phoebus.
And a little indecisiveness on Randleman's part.
Just now Pettigrew gets it, loses it, and they're going to say that
They kicked in.
Got the last touch. Yeah.
So Phoebus sets up the inbound play from underneath their basket.
Antoine Miles gets it. They're going to go with, every time he gets it, it's like going to go double team. Pettigrew with the three, no good.
Off top of the glass, but good rebound there.
Thorpe comes up with it and looks up.
Miles
taken away
tipped
by,
it.
yeah.
No
Random
turnover.
now sloppy play now. Thorpe, left hand, no good. Moore tried to get up there and get it. He does not get it, and now Miles gets it over half court.
Miles almost going without the ball. Then he picks it back up, drives it down. He can't make the shot.
Randleman again with it. This time he goes to Thorpe. Low pass.
And that cost him a basket. A
Yeah.
foul's going to be called on the Phantoms. Looks like number 22, Caleb Miles, picked up his first.
Thorpe is shaken up on the play.
That pass is up hand high, even head high. That's a basket and going the other way. Thorpe may have a cramp. It's hard to tell. Here comes Coach Gauze and the trainer. They're going to take a look at Jared Thorpe. Well, so far a little too sloppy.
Yeah.
I'm sure for each coach's liking.
Running gun up and down the court.
Kecoughtan probably a little better organized on offense. Meanwhile, Antoine Miles, who has taken the majority of the shots for the Phantoms, has not yet warmed up. And he's taken a few that probably ill-advised. So Thorpe's going to sit down.
Corey Jackson took a couple as well. Deep threes. Apparently he can make those shots if he's taking them in the games, and coach is giving him somewhat of the green light. You look at a good look at the Kecoughtan coaching staff and coach in the bench. There's Coach Hall, who's been there for a while, still on the sideline. He's been through, I would believe he was there when Coach Conrad was there, then Coach Thomas. List of other coaches. He's still around that program.
That's good to have those dedicated assistants.
As Trey Walker's going to take the free throw shots for Thorpe, who went out with a cramp, from what it appears to be a cramp.
Walker can't help his teammate with that free throw. See if he can sink the second one. 28-16 Kecoughtan. It's been all Kecoughtan through this part of the second quarter. Phantom scrambling, trying to get back in this ball game.
Second free throw is no good. Rebound Davis.
Davis and Wingate played very strong underneath for the Phantoms so far.
Caleb Miles back over to his brother Antoine as Caleb goes in. Good layup by Caleb Miles, the senior. There's Grandy. Another crossover, gets to the cup so easy over to Moore. This time he tries another dunk, and we'll give him the dunk, Frank.
Yeah, give Grandy the assist.
Great play by Grandy.
Smart play by the senior.
Another three by Miles, no good. He gets his own rebound as Moore gets the ball after the scrum over to Ralph, then over to Grandy. Less than a minute left, 30-18 Kecoughtan.
Miles' brothers certainly are taking most of the shots, and neither one had really found their stroke yet. Phantoms are going to have to count on those two guys to get back in this.
Grandy getting to the goal so easy. Another pull-up by Grandy.
Yeah, we talk about him on the football field, how quickly he gets open and what a great pair of hands he has. He's showing it here. Very quick. Pedrew, nice fake over to the corner, back outside. Phoebus cannot get a three-point fall.
Davis with a layup, and it's good.
Great pass. I think it was Antoine Miles on the pass. As he forewent the shot and tossed it inside to the open big man.
Over to Randleman, left hand is good. Good pass again by, I believe it was Grandy.
Kecoughtan waste no time there, even though the second quarter running out. Here come the Phantoms. They're going to try to finish it out. Miles. Foul called. Probably unnecessary on Randleman. As Miles was going the wrong way with the clock running out. So for the second quarter in a row, fouls picked up right with less than 2 seconds. Antoine Miles goes to the line here for the Phantoms. Close this gap right before halftime.
Great looking player. Antoine Miles makes the first free throw.
Now, sometimes a free throw shot or two will get you back on your stroke.
Yeah,
And so let's see if this helps Miles going in the second half. Antoine Miles makes two. Kecoughtan tries to go the long way. He's out of bounds. The clock's going to stop. Nope, they're going to put time back on the clock, I believe, as Grandy caught the ball and stepped out of bounds. It'll be Phoebus phantom ball with probably less than a second.
As Moore tried to get the pass to Grandy. Grandy, of course, being a wide receiver, was a great catch. But unfortunately, in basketball, you can't run with the ball. You got to try to put it in, and he was just ran out of real estate there on the sideline.
The timekeeper trying to put the right amount on. 1-9. The last second shot here.
Inbound by Pedrew to Miles for a three, and they're going to count it. Looks like it was after the buzzer.
Nope. No, it did count. They've got it on the scoreboard. Official's going to continue to talk about that shot. It's up on the scoreboard.
And we'll see if they count it. But in the meantime, it's
a great way to end the quarter, and it shows you the costly mistake there made by the Warriors if this counts. So the official's getting straight. Well, we'll see what it is when we get back here to halftime. Kecoughtan High School halftime score 34-25 Kecoughtan. We're back here at Kecoughtan High School this January 17, 2017 for the second half of the ball game. This ball game was a blowout for the Warriors until right at the end of the first half, as Phoebus able to get a couple of free throws, then a turnover with less than 2 seconds left. A generous resetting of the 1.9, although they must have called that Grandy landed out of bounds, so no time comes off the clock. 1.9 seconds left. And number 22, Caleb Miles, drains a three-pointer to bring the Phantoms, give them 5 seconds in the last, 5 points in the last 3 seconds to draw this game a little closer. So a 9-point lead for the Warriors headed in here to the start of the third quarter.
Well, Miles needed something to get him going, get himself going. In the first quarter, was getting to the goal fairly easily, but just wasn't able to convert. And like you said, Frank, a couple free throws, a couple shots can really start him, get him some more momentum to get this team back into the game. As they're only down 9.
So the Miles brothers bring them back. Let's see what they can do here as Kecoughtan's going to start with the ball. Keith Grandy, number 2. Jared Thorpe, number 1. Run the point for the Warriors.
Grandy goes back over to Thorpe. Thorpe over to Moore. Now Grandy back over to Moore. Good ball moving by Kecoughtan as they try to find open shot. Randleman goes over to Thorpe. Phoebus looks like they're going back to that man-to-man defense.
But a little more control.
Good spin move by Kecoughtan, and that's Cooper, the sophomore.
Well, here comes Phoebus with a chance to cut this lead even further. They trailed at one point by 15.
Yeah, it was 21-8 also at one point. As this time they turn it over, as Pedrew was looking for Caleb Miles, and I think he was stepped out of bounds when he caught it.
Well, despite the turnover, Phoebus looks a little more organized here in the second half. James Daniels obviously having a long conversation with his players at halftime. Seems to have them under control a little better. It's man-to-man defense. Corey Jackson trying to help Randleman to the floor.
Randleman over to Grandy. Grandy with another crossover into the hole. Grandy's getting to the goal so easy as he goes in with the right-hand layup. Could have probably got a foul on that as well, but good play by Grandy.
Well, fouls are few and far between in this game, so these teams both playing hard basketball.
3 by Miles is no good. Rebound Moore goes behind the back over to Thorpe. Thorpe thought about it, and he's back over to Grandy. Grandy going back to the goal again with the reverse. This time he is fouled by Jackson.
Well, that's his counterpart in the football field right there. Corey Jackson decided he'd seen enough of Grandy coming around there, and that was a little swatting of the small receiver, point guard.
Football flashback, I guess.
So Grandy to the line now. He has already pushed his team up into the lead to a double figure. Let's see if he can extend it, and he does.
That was good by Grandy.
Keith Grandy's an athlete, and I hope some college thinks that. I know he got some looks. He's very sure of hand on the football field, and obviously you can see his quickness here in the basketball arena. A little easier to see it here.
The only question is his height, but he plays a lot bigger than his 5'8" or 5'9" height. He's definitely
his heart. We've seen it for 4 years, Wube, as you and I have done these games. See what a big player he is.
For sure, definitely big heart. Antoine Miles goes in for the layup. No good. Cooper with the ball.
Antoine Miles has got to involve his teammates, including his brother.
Grandy again to the cup. No good this time. It's like Davis and Cooper battle for it.
Fouls, I think, will be called on Kecoughtan, number 12, Delonte Cooper, 6'6" sophomore. And he gets the foul there, almost side by side, but he's called as being the one with an arm over the other one. So the Phantoms still looking for a chance to put a few points on the board here in the third quarter. 2 minutes gone.
To Drew over half court. Nobody picks him up. Just giving him the shot. Now this time he goes into the goal, kicks over to Davis. Davis for three, almost an air ball. As Thorpe gets it and takes it past half court. If he gets it to Grandy.
Well, Phoebus stays in the man-to-man, Wube, and found that to be effective here in the second half. Moore looking for a
left hand,
lane.
good move by Moore. Uses his body, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, looking for somewhere to go. And they're going to say step.
Great defense by the Phantoms.
Did they call a timeout?
Brandon Davis. Did they get a timeout? Yep, looks like they did.
Moore was in trouble, trying to find somewhere to go.
Well, Davis doing a great job that time, just holding his position so Moore could do nothing but look over his shoulder and try to find some help. Couldn't get it. They called the timeout.
Good look at the Kecoughtan bench. They huddle on his 30-second timeout. Great tradition.
Oh, it sure is.
Kecoughtan basketball.
Battle of Woodland Road, too. Some of the intensity is lost with this shuffle of the conference system, and I think the VHSL is going to have to look at realigning and trying to get these geographic districts back together, because if you tell me that Kecoughtan is, the fans are home night sitting to see what Oscar Smith does or something like that, you're kidding yourself.
Well, from what I understand, they're getting rid of the conferences next year. I'm not sure if they're going to go back to the traditional districts. As Randleman gets a pass,
beautiful
Moore
pass,
a nice pass, and gets the layup.
Grandy with another assist.
So hopefully they can go back to the old Peninsula District matchups that brought so much excitement to the Peninsula.
And to every game, too. It's the local rivals get to play.
Three-pointer by
Caleb Miles. Caleb Miles is keeping Phoebus in this ball game. That's 2 3-pointers in a row for him. One at the end of the first half, one here at the beginning of the third.
Good size kid, too. He's a senior.
Well, Caleb wears number 22, Antoine number 20. I'm sure they have at least 2 basketballs in that household, because neither one of them likes to give it up.
No, they both are good shooters. You see Grandy resets. Caleb Miles is checking him.
Warriors taking their time. A generous 5-second call there. Yeah, there we go.
Grandy going around. It's Thorpe for 3. Good pass by Grandy.
Wide open.
Thorpe wide open.
Yep, no, wide open. Davis got caught underneath. So Kecoughtan trying to push that lead out again. They got it back to 15. Here comes Antoine Miles.
Good move by Antoine Miles. No good.
Still not looking for any teammates. Brother gets the rebound.
Caleb over to Corey Jackson. No good. In and out. Randleman gets it. Goes left hand down the baseline. Over to Thorpe. Thorpe another 3. No good. As Ralph goes up for the rebound. Randleman gets it with the left hand. It's good, and he's fouled.
It looks like Padru got him on the arm and the floor there, but Randleman going to get the bucket and get a chance for the 3-point play.
So Bryant Randleman, as I said earlier, Frank, he transferred from Durham Academy in Durham, North Carolina. Great pickup from them, considering everybody they lost from last year, including the 3 transfers. He misses the free throw.
There's a lot of left-handers down that floor now. Here comes one there, Padru.
We got Padru, we got Grandy. Like you said, Caleb Miles is keeping him in it with another 3.
Absolutely keeping him in. That's 9 of the last 11 points for the Phantoms from Caleb Miles. So Phantom with a little token pressure here. Just enough to disrupt any sort of fast break by the Warriors.
There's Thorpe. Over to Moore. Grandy's going to take a three. No good. Ralph
gets away with it. Yep.
Perdue gets it. Goes through a double team to the cup. It's Perdue. Block. They're going to call that on Grandy.
Ooh, that's tough. No,
is that Ralph?
Yeah, no. I think it was Grandy, but it was a tough call. Looks like the feet were planted. Now, though, with the rule, you have to have your feet planted before the offensive player makes that last step. So you have to get there earlier. Don't have the ring of security underneath like they do in college and pro. But that call is always a tough one for the officials to make. That time went Phoebus' way. Phoebus trails about 14 here with 3:20 to go in the third at Kecoughtan High School.
Surprised by the crowd, Frank. I mean, with this, like I said, these schools are only 2 miles apart.
And this, after the snow a couple over 10 days ago or so, maybe everybody's at home getting their homework caught up.
Yeah, maybe. Drew's first free throw was good for the lefty, the senior.
Well, we want to tell our fans, come out and support these teams. And I realize that some nights they're going to be playing a high school you've never heard of. You still get to see your hometown teams play. And then the playoffs start mid-February. Get that date on your schedule, the week of the 13th.
As most of these schools will have an opportunity to play in the regionals, so it's good to support them early.
It's going to be like Stanley Cup hockey. Play a few games and go to the playoff.
That's right. And the regionals for 5A have already been predetermined. They're going to be at Norview High School, so it gives you another opportunity to support your teams locally while they're playing on the peninsula, because after that, they will be on the road. Of course, the state 5A championships are going to be at HU this year, Frank. So
that'll be fun for the local fans. Beautiful facility at Hampton University.
Absolutely. Grandy with a pull-up, no good. Perdue with the rebound.
Grandy can't buy a basket.
Good defense by Grandy. As Perdue spins out of it, goes to the cup. There's our man Caleb Miles again for three.
Caleb Miles parked down there. In fact, he got a ticket. He's been there so long. But nobody's watching him, and that's 2 in a row from the same spot.
Oh, he's been huge for Phoebus.
That's 12 points out of the last 14 for the Phantoms from the hands of Caleb Miles on 4 3-point shots.
And Perdue with the spin to get out of the double team as he saw Caleb Miles. And I mean, Caleb Miles has been camping out there, like you said, for the whole half.
Well, I like the way Perdue just pushes his way through, throws the ball ahead of himself, and then runs through the gap to pick up the dribble again. So James Daniels telling his team, look, we're back within 10. Let's see what we can do with this. Still a lot of ball game left here, 2:35 in the third.
Look at a shot of the Howard White court.
I'm still support the idea of making these games free for students and
why not?
Letting them in and yeah, if you want to keep them there and have study hall till about 7 o'clock, fine with me. And if girls play, they can catch a good girls game ahead of time.
I think Bethel had something like that going on not too long ago, where they were giving out 50, I think it was 50 tickets to students. And they were getting in free, and they stayed around and saw the girls game and the boys game.
There's plenty to do, especially in the wintertime.
So Kecoughtan with the inbound. Randleman to Grandy. Back to Randleman.
Kecoughtan feeling the pinch of this defense, and I'm sure that Coach Gall is trying to address their attention to Caleb Miles.
Randleman goes to Ralph.
Good look for Ralph. Couldn't get it to fall. Here comes Antoine Miles. Got away with the carry, but he continues to
got
go.
away with the travel over to Caleb Miles to Perdue. Perdue with another layup, and he misses it.
Well, he went with his other offhand there and couldn't get it up high enough to
Thorpe
get it
faked
in.
the three. He goes in for a layup. No good.
Jared Thorpe probably made a little too much out of that shot. Could have pulled up earlier. Moore's going to settle him down with Randleman.
Randleman thought about it. Goes into Moore. Good position by Moore. Layup is good.
Yep, Moore just waiting for a pass. Finally got it, put it in. Kecoughtan stays in the man-to-man.
Caleb Miles on a curl over to Davis. Corey Jackson, he thought about it, but Drew gets it back. He's been able to get to the goal easy. Another drive by Pedrew over to Davis. Pedrew.
See the left-hander.
Looking for somewhere to go. Goes in for the layup. Looks like he was altered a little bit by Ralph.
His right hand again. I think he could have put that right hand up for a blocking arm and gone with his left and made that bucket. Very quick hands on D, though. Between him and Grandy, it's like blurs.
As Jackson again.
Yeah, nothing Jackson could do that time. Real good pass inside to Moore, and Jackson could only foul him, make Moore earn his shots from the free throw line. 47-36 here, Kecoughtan, minute to go in the third. Phoebus trying to get this thing inside of 10 before they go to the fourth quarter.
1 minute left.
You never know in high school basketball. If you get it inside of 10 with a quarter to go, you got a chance.
Yes, sir. Moore's first free throw. It's no good. Hurt themselves on the free throw line.
Yeah, the cap on the basket's been there most of this quarter, too.
Second free throw is good.
A 12-point lead for the Warriors going the last minute into the third quarter. Antoine Miles.
Over to Pedrew over to Corey Jackson, into Davis. Davis with a jumper. No good. Moore
tipped away. Corey Jackson, the quick feet of Corey Jackson.
Antoine Miles' shot is off. Moore grabs it over to Grandy. Good
tip
defense
away, yeah.
by Miles.
Antoine's going to get rewarded with a layup.
Good. Good hustle.
Phoebus showing a little more hustle right here at the end of the third, and they've drawn it to a 10-point deficit.
Crossover by Thorpe as he tries to get to the cup, and he does. Good block by Davis. Antoine Miles gets it. He had Pedrew under the goal. And Grandy, you see, hustling and got the jump ball call.
Yeah, good feet by Leandro Carey, too, as he's able to hold Miles on the floor. Ball's going to remain in Phoebus' possession, but it will give the Warriors the next one, which will probably be the start of the fourth quarter.
9 seconds left in the third quarter. Pedrew into Miles.
Fouled by Randleman. At least his third. With 7.8 seconds left here in the third, 10-point lead for the Warriors. The Phantoms trying to cut into that, make it single digits. It's a little reminiscent of the end of the second quarter with Antoine Miles on the line. With less than 10 seconds.
First free throw, no good. Both teams are beating themselves up over the free throw line.
Yeah, he's a little off tonight too. He's normally a better shooter than this. My only observation is if he takes a little more time on offense, he's quick enough to get his own shot. He needs to get himself square most of the time on that jumper. His brother's a pretty good example of that, getting himself square. So misses two free throws. Down come the Warriors. Randleman.
Over to Thorpe. Thorpe fakes a three. Another block by Davis.
Davis got away with one there, but he still would have had the block if he had just kept his hand up straight. Fortunately, no call there as he's able to grab the palm of the shooter. So Phoebus on defense has tightened that up some. They've drawn within 10. It's 48-38 here at the end of the third quarter.
So with an off night from Antoine Miles, it's Caleb Miles actually keeping him in it. And like you said, in high school ball, 10 points is nothing. A couple shots and you're back in it.
Yeah, they've been 3-point addition to the game. And I know for many of our viewers, they can't believe basketball went with a lot of no 3-point shot in high school, but for years, even after it went in the college game. But with the 3-pointer in the game and the good shooters that we have on the floor, that's not a lot. Antoine Miles heats up. He and his brother can bring them back. Willie Gall is talking to his team about settling down. They started off very organized, pushed the lead out to 15, but it's been pushed back by the Phantoms.
Missed free throws and opportunities for Kecoughtan to make it a bigger lead. Had a lot of fast break points that they just left on the floor.
Well, the good news is for our fans, we hope to be able to get out and do a couple more games this year. The playoffs here at Hampton University, we certainly hope we can get over there and catch a game or two for you. But even if we can't, we hope our fans do. Support these young men and women that play basketball here. It's an exciting sport. Good group of young men and young women this year playing for our high school. So get out and watch them at the local high school. It's what, $5 ticket, not bad at all, and always good food at the concession stand.
Definitely support these kids. Once they leave Hampton, you might not never see them play in person again. So watch them while they're here. As Grandy goes to the goal, kicks out to Randleman. Randleman with a good pass call. Offensive foul on Randleman.
Got to be 4 on Randleman.
Had good position.
Real good, David. Davis has played just a whale of a game tonight.
Especially defensively.
I mean, he and Javon Wingate, big bodies inside, and they have really clogged up the middle. So the Phantoms now, with 7:36 going to ball game, trail it by 10. Young man with the towel subtly directed to the floor to get the spot. Here at the Howard White Court at Kecoughtan High School. I understand they installed air conditioning since I last played here.
I hope so. They've had some trouble with it in the past. Hopefully they've gotten it fixed.
Greenhouse effect there in the summer league when they played the games there. All right, here come the Phantoms. Padru to Antoine Miles. Caleb Miles being checked pretty close.
Yeah. Thorpe is trying to check Antoine Miles, and he gets it in. That's what he can do, folks. He's a great shooter, and he has great ball handling skills, and he can get to the cup anytime he wants.
So 8-point lead for the Warriors. Thorpe trying to settle his team down. Randy against this tough man-to-man. Phoebus' defense has gotten stronger as the game has gone on.
Davis giving more of the shot. Grandy with a floater, no good. It's going to be Kecoughtan's ball. It's going to stay right here.
And Caleb Miles out of the lineup now for the Warriors, so that's why Antoine picked it up there. One way to keep his points off the board.
Grandy to Moore. That's how they scored before.
Yeah, not much Davis could do on that. Moore out jumped him. Good pass. Davis going to pick up a foul. Sending Moore to the line. Moore seems to be a pretty cool character out there. Doesn't seem to get flustered. Positioning or in and around the lane have been terrific tonight.
Free throws again. It's Moore misses another free throw.
Haunt many a program. When you're evenly matched with your opponent, free throws generally are the difference.
Moore's second free throw is good. As Padru gets it down 9.
Good move out there.
It's no good. It's Moore. He seems to be everywhere.
And he stepped on the line. He was everywhere and right on the line there. But that was Antoine Edwards with a good move on the baseline. Couldn't sink the shot, but Phoebus retains possession.
Padru inbound.
Davis out there.
Davis over to Edwards. Antoine Miles. He's feeling it now. Step back 3, no good, way off.
Bad shot.
Edwards gets it, and he's also off. Grandy tries
smart play. Yeah, he's able to bounce it off the fanny of the Phantoms.
It's going to be Kecoughtan's ball. Edwards with a step back 3, way off.
And I expect to see Caleb Miles coming into your screen. There he is. Yep, can't keep him out long. Give him a little breather though. We won't see him leave the rest of the quarter. He's going to guard Keith Grandy. Now they're going to go in a extended man-to-man defense for the Phantoms.
Thorpe over to Grandy. Good play by Padru. Almost gets the steal. Thorpe gets it now, far side. Pull up over Padru. Padru with the rebound.
Didn't follow his shot and gave up the rebound.
Nobody's there. As Davis saves it. Over to Wingate. Wingate goes in. Rebound Thorpe.
Sloppy possession by the Phantoms. They're going to have to do a little better than that to get back in this ball game.
Grandy over to Moore. Almost traveled.
Yeah, they almost fouled. A lot of things going on there. Finally a foul called underneath.
Cooper was there to clean up the mess, and he was fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line.
The foul went against Davis.
First free throw by Cooper is no good. Delonte Cooper, the 6'6" sophomore.
Be a nice young man to follow the next couple seasons. With that kind of height, good size.
Probably still might have a few inches left to put in his body. Gets the second free throw, so it's going to be 50-40 Kecoughtan now.
Back to 10-point lead for the Warriors. Phantoms running out of time.
But Drew, over to Miles. Over to Antoine Miles now. Guarded by Randleman. Gets a screen by Wingate. 3 by Miles, no good. Randleman with the rebound. Over to Thorpe. Thorpe to the goal. He's fouled, and it's going to be no good, but he's fouled. He took a hard hit on that one.
Well, Thorpe wisely took it to the hole, realizing he was going to get fouled, just tossed it up there in the hopes it went in. It didn't, but he's going to get 2 free throws. Thorpe's been aggressive from his point guard position tonight. He and Grandy both. Thorpe probably a little more successful on the drive.
As you see, Thorpe, not the biggest fella in the world, but he goes to the goal pretty tough. First free throw, again, another free throw missed by Kecoughtan.
Now this is Kecoughtan at home, shooting on goals they shoot at the end of every practice. And I know that thought is going through Coach Gauls' head right now. Thorpe trying to push the lead out to 11.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound Davis. Antoine Miles splits the double team, goes to the goal, no good, but he's fouled.
Foul call, I think, that time on Cooper. A little inexperience there, just reaching out. One thing Miles does is he works his way to the hole pretty easy. He's got to finish better to make it worthwhile.
Antoine Miles' first free throw, good.
The junior. Again, this is where the free throw line can help him settle down a little bit. Corey Jackson back in for the Phantoms there, number 33. Left side of your picture.
All right, so second free throw is good. That cuts it to an 8-point lead with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game.
Good man-to-man defense by Caleb Miles.
Caleb a little taller with a little more size on Thorpe. Randleman thought about the 3.
Switch out there. They need to stay in the zone. It's 3-2 zone, but Caleb and Antoine Miles on that far side.
A screen by Cooper. Grandy goes to the goal. Goal is good with the right hand.
And then probably a little bit of Davis's fault by not pushing Grandy out far enough. He let him cut down the lane. So he paid for it with a foul and a bucket. Now Grandy trying to push this thing back to 11.
Grandy had a great career at Kecoughtan. It seemed like he's been there forever. Probably because we've seen him play so many different sports in the 4-year span that he was there.
Well, he's been in such an intricate part of the football team for 4 years.
Basketball team as well.
Drew, nice pass.
Good pass into Miles. Miles gathers it.
But he gets fouled by Randleman. We'll see by my count. I think he's up close to 5. Let's. Must not be. So 2 shots for Antoine Miles. Back to the line. And the beauty for the Phantoms is the clock stops while they try to pick up a bucket here in the form of 2 free throws. He picks up 1.
Miles makes the first free throw. Back to a 10-point game. Get a good look at Coach Daniel, James Daniel.
Yeah. What a great job he's done down there at Phoebus all these years. Had some great talent, but he's put together some great systems to use that talent.
He's built the program for sure at Phoebus.
You could put 5 All-Stars on the floor and not have the results that he's achieved. He's been a brilliant coach.
Randy calls a play. It's a screen by Cooper.
It's a moving screen.
Yeah.
Screen nonetheless.
Moore
nice pass to Moore.
And he makes the layup. Good pass by Grandy. Grandy once again. Grandy to Moore.
And that is the right, looks like the right ankle or knee of the Phantoms, number 14. It's Robert Padrew, and that's a bad loss this time in the game. And bad loss, and I hate to see anybody get hurt. The young man's been very quick out there.
Oh, yeah, he sure has. He's been a good floor leader, great penetration in that zone and the man-to-man, and great defense as well.
Looks like maybe an ankle.
Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, maybe just a little twist cutting down on somebody's foot. Yeah, he's walking gingerly on it. Nope, that's not going to be. Nope. That hurts me just watching it. So time here while the Phantoms find a substitute. They've had a nice rotation tonight. We'll see who comes in. Got to commend Wingate and Davis in particular on the defensive end. Corey Jackson had a 3 earlier and has provided some solid defensive work.
And then, you know, Antoine Edwards and Caleb Miles have also
certainly been
taking some ball handling responsibilities as well.
Caleb's got more than 25% of the team's points right now at 12 at least. 12 in a row, in fact, into the second, beginning of the third. But the Phantoms are going to have to put some points on the board here with 4:17 to go in the fourth.
Antoine Miles gets it down by 11, goes over half court.
And they're going to give him a head of speed.
Good move by
the juggernaut, Antoine Miles. Once he gets going forward, he doesn't stop.
Randleman, good pass to Moore. Moore seems to be open every time.
He really does, and he works the baseline very well. That time on the backside, good pass, good set of eyes to find him.
Miles guarded by Thorpe, over to Edwards.
Caleb Miles being guarded by Randleman. First miss for him, but dead on. You notice it was long, not off left or right.
Another foul by Randleman. That has to be close to 5 now.
You get Randleman, they get Green now. They get Randleman. And Book is checking now. That's 5 fouls on Randleman. So I was off by 1, but results the same. Bryant Randleman is fouled out. Big loss for the Warriors as he brings some veteran skills and the size. So Antoine Edwards to the line. They wait for the substitute.
Ralph in for Randleman.
Ralph, 6'1", a junior.
That was good by Edwards.
What we've seen from Ralph, though, is some good jumps. So I'm not sure they're going to give up too much on the defensive end due to the fact that they've replaced a 6'4" player with a 6'1". Edwards sinks one. So a 10-point game here. Phantom's still looking to cut it single digits. They do it. 9-point game. Phantom's going to drop back to half court and pick up the defense there. Nope, they're going to jump him now. Grandy gives up the turnover. Miles gets the ball.
He loses it.
My goodness, he's picked it up 2 or 3 times.
Edwards for 3's good.
Edwards.
Good find by Miles.
2 double dribbles result in a 3-point shot by the Phantoms, but they draw it within 6. They've been with 6 since the first quarter.
57-51.
Yeah, Kecoughtan the first time won that game. I think my recollection is right. What was that final there? 81-77 down at Phoebus. That's a tough game.
Haven't had a chance to see the new Phoebus floor, the new floor at Phoebus.
Yeah, they've had more floors on that floor. That started off as that
rubber,
that tarpon that floor that they put at NC State for those years. About the same time they built Phoebus with that floor. They're going to the hardwood, I believe, now.
From what I understand, they're going to name the floor after Boo Williams.
Well, he played on it, and he played very well. Boo, of course, the focal point of AEU basketball in our area and nationally.
Yes.
Williams, a tremendous figure in scholastic basketball.
Well respected, definitely. So it's 57-51, 3:21 left in regulation. And, you know, we've seen some great games between these two teams. We've seen some overtime games, so That's why I say regulation, because you just never know what can happen. Phoebus right now down 6.
We're seeing it. Phoebus has just stayed in this despite not shooting the ball well, despite some bad fouls. They have stayed right with Kecoughtan. Kecoughtan has not capitalized. Those missed free throws really have cost them in the third quarter.
The free throws have definitely killed them.
They should have been up by 20 at one point. Instead, they lead it by 6. And the pressure's on. Caleb Miles putting the pressure on Thorpe.
Thorpe goes through the legs over half court. Goes over to Grandy. Grandy guarded by Antoine Miles. Back to Grandy. Goes over to Moore.
Big body Jackson checking Moore now.
Moore over to Cooper. Cooper over to Ralph. Ralph into Moore.
Now watch Jackson guard Moore underneath. He's not going to give him any cheapies here.
Cooper having some trouble. Almost stolen by Caleb Miles. Going to be a 3 by Thorpe. No good. Good rebound by Cooper. Cooper off for the layup is going to be fouled. And good play by Cooper.
You know, real good rebound that time. Reaching up and over without getting the foul called.
Delonte Cooper.
Because the Warriors need some points here, as the Phantoms have gotten in the same set of 10 here. 57-51 lead for Kecoughtan. 2:34 to go.
6'6" sophomore. And like you said earlier, be a great person to watch for a couple more years in this Kecoughtan program.
Yeah, this is where the Kecoughtan Warriors need that packed gym.
Yeah.
Try to close out home wins. Get that volume, because the volume in Kecoughtan can be ear-splitting.
First free throw is no good by Cooper.
Cooper, the sophomore. Good size.
Same body type. It looks like a Rodney Bullock.
Well, big hip. I mean, he's bigger than Bullock at that part. Bullock had big shoulders.
Oh, air ball on the second free throw.
So a little bit of a pressure situation there. Results in 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And the Phantoms get the ball back. They can cut this lead in half with a three-point shot. Here comes Padrew on.
Oh, man, that's not good. That's not a good sign.
No, I don't think he's going to play with that ice bag on his right ankle and the crutches. Those ankle sprains can be painful, more painful than a break.
So Antoine Miles goes in. He makes it.
He lobs it up for a basket. 4-point deficit for the Phantoms as they have really turned up the heat now.
He was looking for the foul, too, after that play. As Grandy.
Not a call to foul on the shot.
Cross pass over to Moore. 3 by Ralph. Air ball, rebound Miles.
One thing they didn't need was a three-point shot.
Grandy turns it over. Edwards gets it.
Discussion could belong to the Phantoms, I believe. They did need a three-pointer. They just need to settle down and more. I mean, they haven't gone to Marion Moore.
Down low, yeah, he's been
in about 3 minutes. Here comes Miles.
Slips out.
The juggernaut gets fouled.
They called a foul on Grandy.
Grandy's the only one that could catch him on that. Keith able to deny the layup, but Miles has been very good from the free throw line. Antoine Miles, he and his brother both, leading this team the whole game. Let's see if Antoine can step up here and cut the lead in half.
First free throw, good.
Phoebus has just hung in there the whole game, and now have drawn it within 3.
Oh, good rebound by Wingate. He gets to put in.
So Wingate playing defensively very well the whole game, gets an offensive appearance with a putback on the defensive rebound.
They're going to try to put some pressure. Is
fouled by Caleb,
Miles.
yeah.
Fouls, looks like it's going to be fouled on Grandy. Grandy gets up.
And despite wearing the leggings and everything else, comes up hobbling, but he's going to go to the free throw line. Caleb Miles picks up the foul. Clock stops. 1-point lead for Kecoughtan after leading this thing by 15, maybe the highest. Yeah. They had it.
It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Grandy. First one is up, and it's no good. Cooper gets the rebound over to Moore, and
time called.
Kecoughtan calls timeout. 1:49 left in regulation.
We've got an exciting ball game here. The Phantoms have drawn it within 1 point with 1:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. One of these Tuesday night matchups on the peninsula. City Hampton produces some great basketball. Folks, if you like the sport, this is the 2 of the 4 teams you can come out and watch. Coach James Daniels going to get straight who has what down there. And he's going to take a seat, talk to these young men who have kept his team in the game.
Surprisingly, I mean, again, free throws have been what's done Kecoughtan in. They've missed a lot of free throws, and that's really what's kept Phoebus in the game.
Offensive scheme was scattered.
Yeah.
I would call it scattered for 3 quarters. But the defense pressure and just the hustle that they've shown tonight have kept them in this ball game. Kecoughtan needs to go back to their steady, calm offense. They've had Moore. If you give 2 or 3 passes and Moore gets open, Tickler down on the block. Just take their time.
That's where he's done most of his damage, on the block.
Remember, Randleman is fouled out here for the Warriors with a few minutes to go in the 4th. Ball out of bounds for the Warriors.
They're having trouble getting the ball in, and luckily for Kecoughtan, they keep it as Grandy tried to get it to Moore.
Well, Grandy's so quick he can practically pass it to himself. Unfortunately, not lawful in basketball. Grandy looking for some help.
Nobody's coming to the
Everybody
ball.
runs away from him.
Gets it over to Thorpe.
Now, the Warriors of the league can take their time and look for a good
Thorpe for
shot.
3.
It's a good shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound.
It's like Edwards came up with it.
Good hustle. Antoine Edwards. Here's Antoine Miles, who's just going to drive it. That's not a
Left
shocker.
hand, and it's good.
Very good drive that time. You see him read the defense. Go around like a Plinko ball. Ends up on the left side and goes up with the left hand. Phoebus takes their first lead.
Grandy into Moore. That's what they've been doing all game, and Moore gets the foul call.
And that's the play that's worked all night long. That time, Caleb Miles had to stop it with the foul, but what a nice pass to Moore. The forgotten man most of the second half. 58-57 Phoebus. I am stunned.
What a comeback by Phoebus.
I'm not surprised at the hustle. James Daniels always have teams that never give up. Kecoughtan has slowed this game offensively. Now they can't hit a free throw to save their life. Even Moore has been steady from the line. This is the first here. Now the crowd comes to life and more of a, hey, what's going on sound.
Moore's second free throw was good, so it's all tied up at 58. 109 left in regulation. Great comeback by Phoebus as Antoine Miles splits it. Edwards thought about the 3. Almost traveled. It's almost a turnover as Miles gets it, goes behind the back. What a play by Miles. He goes in for the layup. Reverse, no good. Rebound Wingate. It's blocked by Moore. As
Grandy back and forth here.
Grandy almost traveled. Didn't call it. Whoa, and then
Thorpe finally hits a 3. They call it the timeout. The timeout was called 2 seconds before the shot, so no surprise, no controversy. Coach Gall is going to take a full timeout and try to figure out what he's going to do. He's got, again, no shot clock, so he can take his time and take the last shot. He's here at home.
The sparse crowd comes to life here at Kecoughtan Howard White Gym.
Now, the one thing that the camera doesn't show is the larger side of the Kecoughtan gym, and there is a good crowd over here, but certainly not what you'd like to see at an exciting game like this, or any game in the Peninsula District. Well, the Warriors trying to put together an offensive play to take time off the clock and then get them the last good shot. Moore has been the man to go to.
He has.
Very impressed with his movement along the baseline. Very quiet, too. Not a lot of arm flash, not a lot of, until he's ready. And then he gets that hand up and tells the guards where to get him the ball. Grandy's done a good job. In fact, his best job tonight has been getting those, dishing out the assists.
Yeah, Grandy's done a great job doing that.
But he has the speed you need and good passing. Well, Marion Moore reminds me of one of my old teammates, Ronald Anderson, who had a very casual look like Anderson, a star all-district player in the late 70s, early 80s. But he's got that relaxed sense, court sense.
Him and Miles both. have the same demeanor. As they go double team, as Ralph gets over to Moore. Moore loses it, but gets it back. Good defense by Wingate. Thorpe now had it checked by Miles.
They're just hard-nosed man-to-man by the Phantoms here. Jackson.
Trying to go for the reach. He doesn't want to do that. It's like
Kecoughtan.
Thorpe's going to hold for the last shot, but Jackson's putting a lot of pressure on Thorpe.
Jackson.
Almost a turnover, and they're going to call.
They're going to call over and back, I think. Yeah, even the no push called. So it's ball's going to belong to Phoebus. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Daniels take a timeout here. He does. So now he has the same discussion Coach Gauls had 30 seconds ago. What to do in the last? Coach Gauls not happy. One of the coaches not happy there with the push.
Great defense by Phoebus. They get the ball back.
So the Phantoms have literally hustled their way back into this. They have a chance to win this ball game, one that they could consider true a steal from Kecoughtan High School.
Like you said, they didn't play the best Phantom game in their standards.
No, I think if you ask Coach Daniel, they played far from the best. But they never give up their hustle. Just scrappy. And when you have a team that doesn't have any, I mean, when you come from a Troy Williams-led team or a Kecoughtan, Rodney Bullock-led team, it's hard to get a group of guys where you have probably a little more parity of talent, but not that superstar you could say, oh, that's where the ball's going to go. Here, the ball could go anywhere.
Right. A lot of role players.
Yeah, I would bet Antoine Miles or Caleb Miles.
I think Miles will have the ball in his hands.
Which means he'll drive. But I know Daniels is telling him, well, just wait to the end. We can't lose it if we just hold on to the ball. Wait to the end.
As Corey Jackson pops out.
And he's going to wait.
Guarded by Ralph. They're looking for Antoine Miles. Thorpe, very aggressive.
Everybody looking right. No, Miles going to cut
goes
through.
In, no call.
Offense.
They
do call offense, and that was offense, and he probably didn't need to do it. Had the elbow out, and that's what cost him, is the elbow up in the chest of the defender. So Antoine Miles picks up the offensive foul. No free throws. The ball goes back over to the Warriors.
Basket went in, but of course it doesn't count.
There's no question about it. A lot of discussion on the Kecoughtan side, on the Phoebus side, but no question that's an offensive foul. So good call by the officials. So they've let these teams play, but you can't let that go, especially here in the last minute where you're forcing the defender off with the elbow. Well, they're going to question it, but there really isn't any. So now Daniel, with the defensive pressure to try to hold up the Warriors, make that last shot a long one.
But like we said, now who gets the ball for Kecoughtan? I guess Thorpe or probably Grandy. They're going to look for Grandy.
I would look for Grandy, and then Moore down on the baseline. Maybe Thorpe out on the wing. But you only have 3 seconds, so you got to get it to Grandy and get it down to have a decent shot.
He's quick enough where he can get the ball down and get a decent shot.
They can argue that till the cows come home. But when they see the video, they'll see the elbow. We had probably the better perspective on that. You and the viewers at home. Miles disappointed, but that's the way it goes. You can't throw the elbow out. So now he's got to turn on the defensive mindset, as his team has done the whole game. He's going to let nobody guarding the man throwing the ball in. Instead, they're going to guard the 3 likely recipients and make it difficult. So Grandy delivered it in.
Into Ralph, back to Grandy. Grandy's going to take a 3, no good. We go to overtime here at Kecoughtan.
Great defense by the Phantoms. The exclamation point was that defense right there. So we go to overtime here in a stunner at Kecoughtan High School. Kecoughtan up 15 points, really most of the game. But the Phantoms fought back, got it to 10 with a quarter to go, and then they pushed it to the tie here, leading to the overtime.
What a comeback by Phoebus.
4 minutes back on the clock. A quick timeout. Each team gets a timeout added. And the officials are going to get ready to go for an overtime period. You know, they've let this game go, and I've got to commend them. They've called it the same way the entire game. And I know the Phantoms are going to say, well, what about the charge called in? Well, that was an obvious call. And they have called that a couple times tonight, but that they have called and let these teams play. So officials really not involved in this game at all.
Yeah, you had to call that.
Everybody figuring out who gets what.
As we go to overtime, you know, another great Hampton versus Hampton overtime.
Yep.
Hampton Bethel earlier in the season went to overtime.
Very good.
So
there's some good ball games.
Some ball games this year in Hampton.
So it's Wingate to jump against Moore here in the beginning of the first overtime.
Wingate, playing a little volleyball here at Kecoughtan on basketball season. Grandy gets it. It's going to be a 3 by Thorpe. No good. Cooper with the tip out.
He held on to it, but now a turnover there.
Over to Miles.
Caleb
Miles. Layup is good.
So the Phantoms with the momentum coming into overtime. Continuing here, they push it out by 2. Here comes Grandy. Kecoughtan's just got to settle it down. More on the far side. There's a good move by Grandy's foul.
Oh, they're going to call no foul. I think Grandy probably said, hey, is this football season or basketball season? Does he have the ball in his hand? They said no foul.
It was like football season there. We'll have to look at the replay to see if the hand was on the ball. Certainly not Grandy to the floor. So Phoebus with the ball again.
The turnover now by Phoebus.
Throws it away. Antoine Edwards thinking his receiver was going to move the other way. Now Grandy to throw it in for the Warriors.
Grandy over to Thorpe.
Now Moore on the far side. They got to look for Moore as he's guarded by Caleb. No, by Wingate.
Oh, Wingate, yeah, down low, yeah. That's Cooper, guarded by Corey Jackson. Cooper probably stepped out of bounds.
Well, I don't think Kecoughtan recognized that was a zone defense. They played it like it was man-to-man, and they literally matched their offense right up to the defense. And so everybody was guarded like they're man-to-man, but it was a zone defense. No effort to hit the gaps. Ball belongs to Phoebus. They lead it by 2 with 3:10 to go here in overtime.
.310. So Kecoughtan's going to have to score some more points on the free throw line. I think that's basically what's really kept Phoebus in the game.
Given that last play, they're going to have to get there first.
Yeah.
That may be a challenge in this. It's just been a hard contact game. The defenders have gotten away with a lot tonight. Well, I probably would have called, but again, it's been called evenly. Here come the Phantoms.
Jackson over to Antoine Miles, guarded by. It's getting double team. Everybody's they're going to call a double dribble. He probably got fouled twice going down the court.
And he doesn't look up for his teammates. And I think that cost him a great deal. It's certainly going to cost him in some all-district kind of consideration. The young man's got a lot of skill, but he's not looking for his brother or for his teammates that have proven to be very worthy of a pass. Phantom fans certainly have come to life over there behind the visiting bench. As Keith Grandy looks to settle it down. Moore.
There's Moore. Good free throw. I mean, good play by Moore. So it's all tied up in 6. Yeah. It's going to be a backcourt.
Well,
by Miles.
Yeah, that's tough. Miles has got to complain on that one. That time the forearm shiver came from the Warriors' number 10, Andrew Carey, who pushed him back. That's what Coach Daniel's saying. But they can't worry about it now. It's a tied-up game with 2:33.
Grandy's fouled by, I think that might have been a frustration foul by Miles, as he fouls Grandy.
Miles is going to draw the attention of the official with that kind of demeanor. And it does take the Warriors back to the line. This is where they can make their money.
They haven't been too successful tonight on the free throw line.
Keith Grandy, the senior, the veteran. on the line.
Free throw's no good.
And Coach Gall's going to look up to see if there's a plastic lid on that thing. He comes down to look.
But again, like you said, Frank, they practice on these goals every day in practice.
Yeah, certainly playing the game will tire you out. You got to put a little more of your legs into it. And Granny gets a little deeper bend and makes it.
I always say when the lights come on and the buzzer goes off, it's a different ball game in practice.
Absolutely.
Antoine Miles, that's Caleb Miles with another layup.
And maybe we were hit by one. So the Miles brothers carrying the offensive load for the Phantoms.
Very similar to the one he had in regulation to put him to tie the game. As Granny thought about the three. Wingate giving him the shot. Good block by Wingate.
Warren Jackson having a blocking drill underneath.
Loses it behind the back by Miles. Spin move by Miles. He's fouled and it's good.
Unbelievable.
Good play by Miles, Antoine Miles.
You want to hug him and bench him at the same time.
It's all about the Miles boys in this overtime.
They may want to put their remind him he's got teams that his teammates are wearing blue uniforms too.
Wow.
But he got away with that one.
Yeah, he did.
His skill at getting to the hole is remarkable. But he puts them up 64 to 61 with a chance to stretch it out to 3.
See the camera jumping up and down from the crowd.
Now with just under 2 minutes to go, it's a 4-point lead for the Phantoms. This is coming out of nowhere. Folks, we've got a break here. I want to remind you, there's plenty of games being shown on LSC 48. At channel 21 on the Fios, isn't it?
23
on the Fios.
And 48 on Cox.
So, and you can catch us on YouTube, Hampton City Schools channel, and that's HD video as well.
Great response so far from the YouTube videos, Frank.
Yeah, we want to take this opportunity to thank the folks at Hampton that have allowed us to do the games this year and allowed us to watch the games for us, to show that somebody's watching what we're doing and watching these young men and women play. We really enjoy bringing you these games. Coach Daniel.
The fans and the support have been amazing. I mean, this fan base from LSC going back to WHCS runs deep.
It really does.
We go back since '86 of airing these games. So,
and send us a comment on the YouTube. We'll take criticism if you have some.
Absolutely.
Do our best, but certainly love to hear from you.
As Kecoughtan calls timeout, they couldn't inbound like they did on the other side of the court, Frank, so they forced to call a timeout. I think Coach Daniel wanted a 5-second call.
He did. Didn't get it. I think the whistle was blown ahead. But still now, Phantoms struggling when they were so good at getting the ball in and down the first half. They didn't do too poorly in the second, but didn't put up a lot of points. Now they're in trouble. They're down 4 at home.
I want to thank Steve Fryer for these great images, great shots at his alma mater, Kecoughtan High School. So
he loves it and loves taking these pictures. Steve, of course, is our on-field cameraman, one of them during our sessions at Darling Stadium, and does a great job. I want to thank Randy Bagoli, too, bringing you the great sound in these games. All right, here come the Kecoughtan Warriors. Keith Grandy.
Guarded by Caleb Miles. Double team into Moore. Moore with a pass to Ralph, and it's
off the hands.
Miscommunication.
Well, Ralph was open.
Just kind of maybe too late and got thrown off by the double team. Forgot to mention Matt Buckwalter, the nephew.
My nephew, yeah.
With, as always, the great graphics for these LSC broadcasts. Does an awesome job.
Matt and his family are a big part of Hampton history, and does a great job. The whole LSC team is wonderful to us, and we get to do what I think is the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keith Grandy, hopefully having a little fun out there. He's got to shoot 2 free throws here and try to cut this lead with his deficit in half for his Warriors. Grandy in the free throw line.
Free throw. Again, it's no good.
have a feeling there'll be a little free throw shooting exercise for these players, and it'll come after a 2 or 3 hour practice.
At that same goal.
At that same goal. Grandy for the second makes
good.
It brings in with 1 score. They got to get the ball back from Antoine Miles, and it's difficult to get the ball from Miles on any occasion, no matter who you are.
Oh, Carey with the steal over to Thorpe. They're going to call an offensive foul on Thorpe as Jackson was in great position. I don't know about that one.
Well, Thorpe took a hop he probably didn't have to take. I thought he was just going to pull up and shoot the little bank shot.
He had that shot, yeah.
And then instead he was looking to give it up on the pass, but he's called for the offensive foul. Towel guy is obviously not seeing the need yet. And he's being pointed to by yet another fan saying, hey, he doesn't even have his towel over there.
They're pointing.
They're pointing at him. A lot of people pointing at him, but he's
there he comes.
There he is.
Oh,
nope, too late.
Yep. Yeah.
Corey Jackson will get the ball in for the Phantoms.
Over to Wingate. Back over to Corey Jackson.
Corey Jackson moves very well.
Yes.
So now Antoine Edwards.
Over Jackson.
He'd be a tough. Oh, nice pass
to Wingate.
So Wingate gets another bucket. Being in the right place, the right time. Here come the Warriors. Grandy lays it in.
Good, yeah.
Still 3-point lead for the Phantoms. Miles.
Over to Edwards. Edwards with reverse. No call. Moore definitely got some body. Grandy to the goal. It's good.
Around Corey Jackson.
So now it's a 1-point game. They're going to call a foul on Grandy, as he had all ball on that one.
Wow.
Looked like it from here.
Well, the ball is going to be brought to the other end.
As the referees are going to talk about this one.
It was Dorian Hill the last time on that pass. We thought it was Dorian Hill at 12 and Antoine Edwards at 21. We got them reversed there. Phoebus trying to figure out what's going on. So with 48.8 seconds to go, 67-66 in a game led by the Warriors into the third quarter by 15 or more.
Yeah. The Miles brothers brought him back. And then, of course, the free throw shooting of Kecoughtan or lack thereof.
And I don't have my stat book right now, but I'm sure they're shooting no more than 50% from the free throw line. And Grandy's quickness has brought them back to within 1 here in overtime. Official pointing to the out of bounds down underneath.
So with the injury to Perdue, it's forced other players to handle the ball going up in this press, because Kecoughtan's putting a lot of pressure on the Phoebus ball handlers.
Hill in particular has come in. They had a little speed up there in the front. Jackson will throw it in.
Into Miles. Left hand.
Miles.
Going to go through, no call, goes for a double team hop step. This time it's still no call. Now they're going to finally call something, but that was late.
Very late call. So Miles picks up the foul. He's going to go to the line. Keith Grandy there, good shot of him. For your fan at home, you only see him with a helmet on. Basketball does give you a chance to see he and Corey Jackson in particular, two of the guys whose names you heard called over and over during the season. See him in person.
Free throw's good. And like you said, Corey Jackson moved very well for his size.
He does. Miles pushes the lead out to 2. You'd like to get it to 3. Phoebus Cheerleaders making a fair amount of noise this game and leading their team back.
Second free throw is no good.
So still a chance for Kecoughtan to move ahead with a 3-point shot. Let's see if they can get a shot off against this tough defense.
Thorpe with a good crossover. He can get to the goal easy too, and they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, it's going to be on Hill. And probably unnecessary, as Thorpe had literally taken himself behind the goal before he let the ball loose. Nevertheless, he goes to the line. which is getting to be a dreaded place if you're a Kecoughtan Warrior. You don't want to go.
You don't want to go to the line.
It's like, look at him. He doesn't want to step in the circle. It has not been a pleasant place for the Warriors here in the second half. All right, he sets his foot, finds a little circle there. You know what they're looking for. There's a little circle where the compass was used to draw that circle. Yeah. That's the secret of good free throw shooters. He makes the first.
Thorpe must have found that circle, hit the first one.
Kyle Macy pointed it out when he was playing with Kentucky back after they won the championship. To work with him one time. He said, you find it, it's on every floor.
Second free throws in and out. Wingate with the rebound. They're trying to foul Wingate. Now they foul Miles. No, they didn't call the foul. Now they call the foul on Grandy.
So Miles somehow gets the ball down the court. Fouled it a couple different times, but able to bring it into the forecourt before he's fouled. He goes to the line with 20.2 seconds left. Another chance to push him out to where a three-pointer can't beat him. 2 shots for Antoine Miles.
First shot, no good. So 68-67 in overtime with 20 seconds left. Second free throw, good by Miles.
A 2-point lead for the Phantoms. Kecoughtan now have a chance to win it with a 3, tie it with a 2. And if you're Phoebus, you want to just foul. Thorpe.
Jumper, air ball, no good. Tipped out by Wingate. We're going to call it jump ball, and it's going to be, I think Kecoughtan has possession. Wait a minute, are they calling a foul?
Timeout.
They call a timeout?
No, I think they call it.
Wow. If it was a jump ball, it would have been,
Looks like
Phoebus would have had the possession, yeah.
Coach is trying to get clear what the call was. And this place has gotten loud despite the vacancies in the seat. They seem to be indicating the Kecoughtan is going to be their ball. So maybe they switched the air already. We'll see. So both coaches putting in a play here for the last 5.6 seconds. What a game tonight.
Surprising game.
See if we get another overtime here.
Especially the way Phoebus is clawed their way back in it.
Long time out here as both coaches give the guys a break. I'll remind the fans, though, when you're watching this, the playoff games start the week of the 13th. It's February 13th. Girls, I believe, start on Monday night that week. Boys start Tuesday. And there's great basketball on the girls' side now. The Hampton Crabbers look real good.
I think the girls 5A and boys 5A will be at Minchville High. And in 3A, they go by higher seed. So since Phoebus is in the 3A, they would play their first round game at home.
And we get our friend Kate Ann Schultz of the Daily Press to put it in black and white in the newspaper. Maybe we could all understand it.
Again, these conferences hopefully will go away after this year, so we'll go back to districts. As Grandy gets the inbound over to Thorpe. Thorpe looks like he lost it, and he did.
Well, Hill, who had entered the game for Padru, has got the tip, and it must have tipped off his hand and then off of Thorpe. So the Warriors are going to have to foul immediately, only 0.4 of a second off the clock. 2-point game here.
They're going to try to get into Miles. They get it into Wingate. He almost traveled, no call, and now they're going to call a foul on Thorpe.
Well, we'll let Edwards go to the line for the Phantoms with 1.4 seconds left. Good inbound pass by Jackson, who looked past who I thought was the obvious receiver and got it out to Wingate. Javon Wingate's played a whale of a game tonight. And he and Brandon Davis, we haven't seen a lot here in overtime or in the fourth quarter, but we saw a lot in the first half.
Free throw's good.
A 2-point lead now. Turns into a 3. And now Antoine Edwards with a chance to put the Phantoms ahead, where all they have to do is stand there. get ahead by 4. And the free throw is good, 71-67, minute 4 to go. And a long throw by Thorpe is no good.
This game is over.
The Phantoms have come back from being 15 points down to tie it, send it into overtime, and going ahead and won it, 71-67. What a ball game by Phoebus.
Great game, great comeback. The Miles brothers, Caleb and Antoine with great second half and overtimes to put their team in the victory mark.
Yeah, the Warriors going to have to regroup after this one. Phantoms can use this as a jumping off spot. Final score here from Kecoughtan High School on January 17th. The Phoebus Phantoms grab the win, 71-67. Good night from Kecoughtan.